There's no place like the Disenfranchised podcast. We're that podcast all about those franchises of one, those films that fancy themselves full-fledged franchises before falling flat on their face after the first film. I am your host, Stephen Foxworthy, and joining me as always, I've heard it said that people come into our lives for a reason. We're still trying to figure out the reason for Tucker. Oh, whoa. I just said your first name.
Whoa.
Holy
shit, Steven.
You know what it is. You know what it is. I did a recording this morning with friend of the show, JP Lack, who yeah, he uses the first name with impunity. So my apologies.
J-bombs everywhere.
Holy shit. I can't believe I did that. Wow. I am surprised at myself, honestly.
I'm surprised you didn't throw my middle name in there. She's like, my mother's talking to me or something. Like, come on, man. Am I in trouble?
I don't think I know your middle name, to be fair, to be really fair. But I am sorry for dropping your first name. Holy, I'm embarrassed for myself, honestly. But the liquor may have had something to do with it. But yeah,
like as you were saying it, I saw your face. You were like, "Oh, I did the thing."
I was like, "Oh my god, I can't believe I just did that."
It's okay. I'll bleep it out.
I know. I know you will.
And that cough, actually.
I mean, you just mute the cough, but yeah.
Steven, can I tell you, I had a doozy of a day,
and I can't imagine I made it any better just now.
No, I mean it's it's a quick edit, like as long as you don't drop any or
I have another like, how do we feel about the like, how do we feel on that? Is that something that's going to get beeped out if I mention it, or?
I want to, just because, like, I know, that's right? All I hear about all day. Like, fuck, man, I don't come to the podcast and, like, I want to be in our own little bubble. Like, I don't want to talk about that shit.
Okay, you can bleep that. I mean, you edit this thing however you want. You're gonna do what you're gonna do.
We'll add it to the list.
And here's the thing. I can't imagine that's something I'm going to bring up a whole bunch but it's relevant at the time we're recording. So
yeah, just keep it all in the first 3 minutes here. And like, that's great for me because then all I have to do is like, I have to go through the first 3 minutes and then I slap the end song on the end and I'm off to the races.
There we go. Yeah. But yeah, Tucker, there's a new Wicked movie out this weekend, Wicked: For Good. And so we're covering another speciously unrelated sequel to the Victor Fleming's 1939 classic, The Wizard of Oz. We are today talking about Walter Murch's 1985 Gen X Millennial fever dream
classic,
Return to Oz, directed by Walter Murch, written by Walter Murch and Gil Dennis, and starring Fairuza Balk, baby Fairuza Balk in this movie. Nicole Williamson, Jean Marsh, Sophie Ward, Fiona Victory, Piper Laurie, her of Twin Peaks fame, Matt Clark, Emma Ridley, Justin Case. What a name on that guy.
Yeah.
I mean, just in case, like, that's hilarious. Denise Breyer, Sean Barrett, Brian Henson. Yes, that Brian Henson. Deep Roy. Yes, that Deep Roy. Lyle Conway, Ponsmar. What a cast, Tucker. Dare I say, what a picture.
A stone cold classic, Steven. A stone cold classic. And I love me some Matt Clark. Of course,
that really tracks. Yeah,
I first saw him in Back to the Future Part 3, where he is the bartender.
Yes, I think that is where I also first saw him.
He just likes to look at it.
Joey, let's make some wake up juice.
Yes. Round here we serve whiskey.
But also plays the Secretary of Defense in The Adventures of Buckaroo Banzai Across the Eighth Dimension. See our previous episode on that.
Thank you for saying the entire title, Steven. Thank you.
But some other Matt Clark credits. He's Pat Garrett in the Billy the Kid, Jeremiah Johnson, where the Robert Redford nodding and smiling meme comes from. And also future episode of this podcast, The Legend of the Lone Ranger from 1981. He plays the sheriff in that movie.
Yeah, I haven't seen any of that stuff.
Outlaw Josie Wales, the driver, the Walter Hill film, The Driver, which is fucking awesome.
They made a third House movie?
Oh, yes, sir.
What do you mean House 3? See,
yes.
he's in some like dad movies, dad TV movies. Like you got
Jeremiah Johnson
Kenny Rogers as The Gambler Part 3, The Legend Continues.
Oh my God. He's in a lot of Part 3s, man. Back to the Future 3, House 3, Kenny Rogers, The Gambler 3. That's a lot of 3s, man.
What's the other one I saw?
Candyman: Farewell to the Flesh.
Not the Thornberries. What's the one about the Civil War that dad's like? Lonesome Dove. He's in the Lonesome Dove.
Oh, yes. Moms like it too.
If you have boomer parents, you probably know what Lonesome Dove is.
He's also in The Quick and the Dead, not the Sam Raimi one, but the one with Sam Elliott. Yeah.
Oh, we like him though.
Yeah, we do like Sam Elliott. Although he was a little bit of a bitch about Jane Campion's The Power of the Dog, which is a fucking great movie.
Word.
Oh, word.
I don't know anything about that.
It's good. You should check it out. And one of his very first film credits is in the Academy Award-winning film In the Heat of the Night.
Hey, that's got that song, and they made that show.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The show's got Carol Reed. Not Carol Reed. Carol O'Connor. Sorry,
I can't believe that I haven't seen In the Heat of the Night because I feel like I know so much about it, and I've seen most everything that Sidney Poitier has done. It seems like such a weird blind spot, you know?
I mean, it's one of mine too, to be fair. It is one of mine.
We should watch it.
We should watch it. We should, and maybe record a Patreon episode on it.
Maybe. You never know.
Maybe. I mean, who's to say? Not me.
Stranger Things has 5 seasons. I mean, have happened. Stranger Things have happened.
That's what 6 of 1, honestly. Are you also not excited about the 5th season of Stranger Things, or is it?
I kind of want it to be over. I did. I did enjoy my time about it. I enjoyed my time with the first part. There were a couple things I really liked about it. Overall, I'm just kind of waiting for it to be over so I don't have to worry about it anymore.
I mean, I was late to the party on season 4, and I was fine with that. I was okay with that.
Well, this is part 2 of season 5, though. Like, part 1 of season 5 that's the last thing we got with the Hellfire Club and all that. That's season 5, part 1, and then what we're getting.
Did we get season 5, part 1?
Yes, that's with the D&D group and the guy with the guitar, and we all liked him. And it turns out he's British or Australian or something.
That was season 4, part 2.
No, you bullshitting me, Steven. You better look that shit up.
I'm looking it up right now, son.
Steven's looking it up right now. And you know what's weird is until I watched this movie for this podcast, I didn't realize Matt Clark was Uncle Henry because I didn't recognize his voice, which is weird because he has that warble sometimes.
The Pat Butcher warble.
He had the big beard, and I never realized that was him. I never noticed.
Tucker, I don't know if you can see that, but it says right there, season 5 premieres,
and that's
November 26th.
Oh, I thought the last thing we got was part 1 of season 5.
Season 4, part 2.
Brace yourself, Steven. Everybody hold your breath for a moment while I say, I was wrong.
Wow.
Yeah. Well,
can we isolate that and get that on the soundboard?
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't use it much, but
it's just nice to have.
It's nice to know I can admit when I'm wrong, Steven.
It is. For all of us, really.
That shows real maturity, integrity.
I'm not sure why you're saying it then, but I'm glad you are.
What? I still haven't taken this shot, Steven. I can't believe that. While I'm taking this shot, would you like to tell us your history with this film that we watched today?
Right. So this is kind of a film I've known of more than I've known it. Of course, as with everyone, I grew up watching the original Victor Fleming Wizard of Oz on the TV every Easter when it used to air on
Was it
TV.
Easter?
I think it
Now
was
it's
Easter.
Christmas. Like, why are
Is
they
it
putting? I never
Christmas?
understand. Like that and Sound of Music are Christmas movies. There's nothing about Christmas in them, but that it's just you watch them at Christmas because I guess it's like a cute family movie or some shit, and there's
I
songs.
guess. I mean, I own the original Wizard of Oz. I actually played Victor Fleming in a play once, which
Oh,
is why I can
word.
pull that director's name like that.
Noise.
I did a play once upon a time back in 2012. Your boy did a
Whoa.
play called Moonlight and Magnolias at Spotlight Players
Oh,
in Beech Grove,
word.
Indiana.
Hey.
And it's this story about the producer, the director, and the screenwriter of Gone with the Wind locking themselves in a room to rewrite the script in a long weekend, eating nothing but peanuts and bananas. And it's really, really funny. And I played Victor Fleming in that, despite the fact that I look and am nothing like Victor Fleming. I grew a beard for the part, despite the fact that Victor Fleming did not have a beard because I needed to make myself look significantly older than I was. I was the youngest person in the cast and the oldest character on the stage. So
Stephen played Victor
drastic
Fleming
measures
at
had to be
15
taken.
years old. 15 years old.
Yes, 15 in
Love to see that
2012.
beard.
Love to see it. No, the first time when I was a teenager and tried to grow a beard, a friend of mine was like, "Oh, are you like kind of like brushed her lip and went, are you trying to grow something here?" And I went, "Fuck it, I'm done." I just shaved
Steven,
the whole damn thing.
I don't know if you've gazed upon the gloriousness that is my beard, but I couldn't grow anything that resembled even a passable beard until I was in my 30s, probably 35.
The first time I grew a full beard was in college. I did it for a play, and it was really kind of patchy, but I dyed the whole thing black, so it really showed up.
Oh, that'll do it.
And
That'll do
then
it. Yeah.
ever since then, I've been able to grow a really great beard. My partner
Yeah.
just doesn't like beards currently, so I don't have one.
And great hair. Steven, you have great hair. What were you thinking ever like going bald, like on purpose? Like you have fantastic hair.
Thank you. It's so easy to
And
maintain when I'm bald, though.
fuck you, man. I have wavy hair, thick wavy hair. Man, you got these beautiful flowing locks. I saw you in Circle City Supernatural too with that long ass hair. Boy, I was so jealous. I was like, damn, Steven, you just like get out of bed and it just kind of falls down like a Disney princess, you know?
Fun fact about my hair in Circle City Supernatural 2. I started growing that for Circle City Supernatural 1.
Yeah, because you were totally bald then.
I was totally bald. Joseph called me in April and was like, "Hey, I'm going to need you to have hair." And I was like, "All right, I'll start now." And I started growing it. And then like shortly after the second one came out, he's like, "Oh," or the first one came out, he's like, "Oh, by the way, I'm going to need you to have long hair for the next one." I was like, "Okay, I'll just won't cut it." And so I did not get it cut for years until after that shoot was over. And then I think it was later on that year. It was like in October of that year because I filmed my part in like June of last year. I went to my cousin's and she cut my hair for me. Nice. And then I haven't really cut it since. So I've been growing it out for like another year since then. But yeah,
it's beautiful, and it's a fantastic color, Steven. You get some gray in there, dude. That's gonna look good, dude.
When I started growing it out, I had the Reed Richards, Hal Jordan temples. Like I had the gray on the temples, and then like maybe I got less stressful or got healthier or something, but that went away. So I don't have that anymore, which bums me out because as a kid, I remember really digging the Reed Richards, Hal Jordan, just the gray only in the temples. I really thought that was such a sweet look.
It looks cool because like you're old, but like you still look cool. It's hip. It's old, but hip.
Right.
Big fan.
100%.
Yeah. Dude, yeah.
But to kind of complete the circle, I had seen clips of this before on television, but I was always kind of weirded out by the fact that other than Dorothy, there are no returning characters from the original film.
Well, Toto and Aunt Em.
Okay, but
they don't go on the adventure. No, I get it because like you expect Toto to go and you get a chicken instead.
Right, you get Belina instead.
Yeah,
And
I
I
like
mean,
Belina.
and I think Disney's trying really hard to kind of try to remind you of the original film while completely pivoting on your expectations in every conceivable. We'll talk about it. This is a very interesting film in my mind.
Oh, I love it.
And I will argue intended to be a sequel to the original film, but for many reasons is not. And we'll get into that too.
I think. Well, yeah, we'll get into it, and I'll tell you then.
Yeah, we'll talk about it. But yeah, so this is the first time I've watched it in its entirety straight through. I had seen chunks of it before, and Will Vinton, I want to shout him out. The guy who behind Claymation Christmas, the Noid commercials for Domino's, the guy who created the California Raisins, is the stop motion animator on this film, or the head of the stop motion animation department on this film. And so all of that shit looks fucking incredible.
You go back, listen,
so good.
Listen to any episode where this movie is mentioned, and it's been mentioned in a few episodes, mainly our Oz the Great and Powerful episode.
Right.
But any episode where we mention this movie, and you will hear me say that these are the best stop motion effects that I have ever seen in a feature film. So smooth. So smooth.
Flawless.
Fuck.
Absolutely fucking flawless.
Ugh. I think it's the
Amazing.
peak. You can't do better than that. You could try, probably with like computers. Like if you did a half-ass job, like animating it physically and filling the gaps with computers, probably.
I mean,
but still, it would look off. Probably.
Henry Selick is a very good, competent, capable. I would say, like very good stop motion animator. I still think Will Vinton can run circles around him. And again, I like Henry Selick. I love Nightmare Before Christmas, a movie that we will actually never cover because Tim Burton said no sequels.
James and the Giant Peach.
James and the Giant Peach. Coraline is amazing.
Yeah, Coraline's
good too. So good. Wendell and Wild, and of course, a movie of his we will cover on this podcast one day, Monkey Bone.
Oh, I love Monkey Bone. That's such a bad movie, but I love Monkey Bone.
There's a lot going on in Monkey Bone. Monkey Bone is very interesting
spirit.
Movie.
It's a bad movie, but damn it, it's got spirit. And you can't help. I can't help but fall in love with it every time I see it.
Yeah, bad movie, really fun, very interesting. A lot to talk about there too.
Oh, I can't wait! I'm so stoked. That's soon, right? Is that soon? I feel like that's on the schedule soon.
It's not.
Or maybe it was something else I was excited about. I don't know.
We can throw it on. That would be a good one to cover back to back with Cool World. Ralph Bakshi's Cool World.
cool. Yeah, with you
remember
with
Cool
Brad
World?
Pitt. Brad Pitt and
Gabriel Byrne and Kim Basinger.
Kim Basinger, thank you. I want to say Pamela Anderson for some reason.
Nope, that's Barbed Wire. Another movie we will cover at some point. You're conflating Barbed Wire and Stripperella, her cartoon show that Stan Lee
take Barbed Wire, and if we're going to cover that, find a way to put that all the way at the bottom of the list so that we theoretically never have to cover it. Because that movie is embarrassing for everybody involved.
Now I kind of want to move it up. I'm not going to lie. Now I kind of want to bump it up the schedule.
Yeah, well, me being shitty about a movie is pretty entertaining sometimes.
Is what I'm saying.
But you know what movie I'm not shitty about? This movie that I saw when I was probably about 10 years old. We rented it from the video store because there were no new releases. And I was like, what the fuck is this? And it looked weird. And I talked my mom into it because she liked Wizard of Oz and shit.
Right.
And I watched it.
How'd your mom feel? How'd your mom feel about this movie?
I don't know. She thought it was fine.
Sweet mother.
Like, I mean, she was used to like the family movies of the 80s and the 90s that did tend to be kind of terrifying in parts. You know, that's kind of family movies back then were a little edgy. So I don't think she was really that freaked out by it, but like it terrified me, like in the best way. And eventually when it got re-released, because, you know, Disney doesn't really like this movie. So back in the days of physical media,
pretty evident reasons, honestly.
Yeah, back in the days of physical media, like the copy they had at the video store was probably from the original release.
Right.
But it wasn't until like the mid-'90s until they released it in the soft shell case.
Mm-hmm.
And I finally got it, and I think I was probably 13, 14 when I finally got it on VHS, and I've watched it a couple times a year ever since. Because it's just really, really special. And it's not a movie that I really have to sit down and watch. I will
Right.
fully admit that I fell asleep for about 20 minutes of this movie today when I was watching it. Not because it was boring or not because I don't love it, but because I know the spots where I can strategically slip in a tiny nap to where I'm not going to miss anything that I really care about.
Sure.
Um,
I
and this
may
is
have
also a
nodded off
movie.
during the Gump construction scene, so, you know.
And there's also, I do love this movie. To me, it's damn near a perfect movie, but they spend way too much time. The finale is like the back half of the movie.
It's like a half an
Like
hour.
they get to the Gnome King spot like halfway through the movie, and they just fucking stay there.
Yep. And then they don't even start like going in to like look for the fucking artifacts until like 30 minutes from the end. Like it's very backfilled on this movie.
And I enjoy everything that happens in between there. It's just like I've seen it so many times. Like I know when I can nod off. Like
Sure.
I know that in between the introduction of the Wheelers and when TikTok takes them all out by spinning around, I can take a good 5-minute nap and I'd be all right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know, because I know where the meat and potatoes is in this movie.
Exactly. And this movie is a fascinating study because it is trying very, very carefully to hew as closely as possible to the original film while also giving you something that is so unlike the original film that they may as well be two completely different franchises.
Well, I think that comes a lot from the fact that they kind of felt like they needed to connect it to the other film. I
The
honestly
only
think it
thing that
would have been
connects it to the other film is
the Ruby
the
Slippers.
ruby slippers. Yeah.
And I don't know, like I don't really think they
But I mean,
needed to do that.
everything else is a one-to-one parallel. Like Dorothy is Dorothy, but then like Jack Pumpkinhead is the Scarecrow. TikTok is the Tin Man. The Gump is the Cowardly Lion. The Gnome
TikTok
King
is Ron
is the
Swanson.
Wizard. TikTok is Ron Swanson.
The first time I watched Parks and Rec, I was like, TikTok is a man. That's fantastic.
That is incredible. The Gnome King is the Wizard. Mombi is the Wicked Witch. The Wheelers are the Flying Monkeys. Like everything else is an almost exact one-to-one. Now, the way that they're employed is different, but you have those parallels, and I think they exist for a reason in a way that I don't know that they were. Now, I will be very clear. I have not read the L. Frank Baum novels. I want to. I just have not done it. Lewis Carroll's Alice was always my girl. Like when it comes to the lost girl trope, like she was my lost girl. So I'm a huge Alice in Wonderland fan, have not engaged as much with The Wizard of Oz. Would like to, should, need to, haven't. But like L. Frank Baum wrote a shit ton of books set in this world.
Whether he wanted to or not.
Correct, because it's the only thing he could fucking sell.
Yes.
Which is weirdly the same reason that Lewis Carroll ever wrote a sequel to Alice's Adventures in Wonderland was because it was just kind of like, well, okay, I guess I'll write another. And then he wrote it. That book, Alice Through the Looking Glass and What Alice Found There, is just a chess game. That whole novel is just a chess game that he put a narrative around, which I find hilarious.
That's pretty fascinating, actually.
So
that's pretty cool.
Right. I mean, we're not here to talk about that. But that's what here's the thing. Is there an Alice movie that we could potentially cover at some point? I don't think there is.
I don't know. I don't think so, because didn't they do like a direct-to-video sequel for the Disney one? Maybe. I know the Tim Burton one had a sequel.
Tim Burton one got a sequel that he was not involved in, except I think as a producer.
Yeah. Boy, talk about like horrifying CGI. Like another kids movie that is just terrifying for completely different reasons. The Tweedledum and Tweedledee to this day give me nightmares. Those are some horrific fucking things.
To say nothing of the Futterwacken.
Oh, why is it so ugly, Steven? Why?
That's
on purpose?
It must be. Because here's the thing, like, it's that Tim Burton aesthetic that I find good to a point, and then he just leaned all the way into it, and I found it ridiculous.
And it's just like, not fun to look at. Like, it's bad. You don't want to look at it, is the problem.
Yeah. I dated for a while an artist, and she's still out there making stuff, but she like grew up really loving the Burton aesthetic. And so I'm like, well, that's just German expressionism. And she's like, whatever you call it, I love it. And I'm like, that's Dr. great.
Caligari,
but like,
go.
Fucking A, love Dr. Caligari. But like after like Beetlejuice and like Edward Scissorhands, he seems to get really high on his own supply. And the stuff that he comes out with that really leans into that aesthetic after that just feels performative in a way that late stage Burton really does. Like after up to a certain point, he's just kind of like doing Tim Burton. It's not because he wants to do it that way. It's just like, I don't know, how can we Burtonize this thing?
Well, and with the weird exception to a certain extent being Ed Wood. Like, he tones it down a lot in that one. It's still distinctly Burton-esque, to coin a term. I don't think I coined it. I think it's been coined.
I don't think you did.
But it's certainly Burton-esque, but it's very subdued. It's very, very subdued.
It is his most grounded movie, which is why I think it is one of his best, if not his very best movie.
I think it's his best looking movie too. He should do more films in black and white because that man knows how to shoot in black and white.
He does in a way that most modern filmmakers do not. It's good.
Oh, it's real good. Man, I want to watch Ed Wood right now. Bye, Steven. I'm watching Ed Wood. See ya.
Okay, well, I guess that's our episode on Return to Oz.
Let's all go watch Ed Wood. Woo!
Woo!
Be there.
But no, like this movie feels very similar to me to the Tim Burton Alice in Wonderland in that it is taking something with very established iconography, whether or not that iconography is from the book or not, and twisting it and tearing it, destroying it, in effect, in a way that gives the audience an immediate sense of unease. And I find that incredibly fascinating. This is Walter Murch's only film directing credit, by the way. This is the only movie Walter Murch ever directed.
That's too bad because I think it's a well-made film. Like this movie, like smacks you over the head with it as soon as it starts. It goes into fucked up territory. It's not burying the lead. It's like, look, this is what we're doing. We're gonna shock this fucking kid. Like this is fucked up and it's kind of dark. So if you're into that, buckle up. Let's go. If not, you should probably fuck off right now.
Like he's a 3-time Academy Award winning editor. Like both sound and film editing. He won 2 for The English Patient and 1 for Apocalypse Now. And he's been nominated for several others besides. Like he is he was George Lucas's guy on like THX 1138 or whatever that movie is called. Like he is George Lucas's original like sound editor. And so then through that he also did Francis Ford Coppola's The Rain People, The Godfather. Like he did sound on all of these movies and then actually edited what I consider to be another of Francis Ford Coppola's masterpieces, The Conversation. Like the man just has an incredible like depth to him. And then after this movie, he directs this movie in 1985 and then goes right back to editing again. Edits Unbearable Lightness of Being, Ghost, Godfather Part 3, House of Cards, the film, not the TV show, Kathleen Turner, Tommy Lee Jones movie. Just goes right back to editing, wins his second and third Oscar for Anthony Minghella's The English Patient, is the sound and film editor for that movie and Minghella's next film, The Talented Mr. Ripley, K-19 The Widowmaker, Cold Mountain. Like he edited previous film that we've covered on this podcast, The Wolfman. Like he's just like a renowned editor. Like it's one of the it's one of these he's one of these guys who like is working in the industry for so long to such great acclaim that they're like, we should let you direct a movie, and then he does, and everyone's like, okay, don't do that again. Like, and this is that movie.
Have you seen this, Steven? You heard about this? Apparently in 1998 he re-edited Touch of Evil.
I actually have that re-edit on my shelf back here.
Word? Can I borrow it? I'll borrow you the original if you borrow me the re-edit.
Here's the thing. The version that I have has 3 different edits. It has the theatrical edit. It has the re-edited, like the original edit. So it's got the theatrical, the original edit, like what existed of it. And then the Walter Murch, like restoration, which is kind of as close to a director's cut on that one as we're going to get. But no, I have 3 different edits of that movie.
Dude, I don't think I've seen that because mine is just the regular version.
They're all up on my Google Drive. If you want, I can share the link.
Oh, fuck. No, I got the link. Oh, boy, okay. Believe me, I got the link.
Use the fucking link, son.
It has all 3 of them on there?
Yes, dude. And I've got like multiple edits of like Orson Welles' Othello, and like I got your Welles hookup here.
No, I just want Touch of Evil. Unless you got Pinky in the Brain, I'd watch that.
I don't.
That counts,
but
right?
I do.
Does that count? I feel like that counts.
We're gonna. I know
Orson Welles.
It is. Obviously. Hope and I are obviously going to cover a couple of Orson Welles or Pinky in the Brain episodes on Wells University one of these days. Yes, always, and then the War of the Worlds spinoff or the War of the Worlds spoof are 2 that we will definitely cover.
Oh
one day.
Boy, it's
because those are the 2 most direct Wells parallels. But yeah, it is. It's funny because when you listen to Ed Wood and you get Vincent D'Onofrio doing the physical performance and Maurice LaMarche doing the vocal performance of Orson Welles, it's the brain. It's Vincent D'Onofrio as the brain is what it is.
And it's especially evident when he says, when I directed my first film, Kane. he has to really push it out there. And you're like, man, what are we straight up doing tonight, Pinky? Like,
yeah, exactly. That's when I'm like, is that fucking Maurice LaMarche? Like when I'm watching that movie as a young man, I'm like, wait a minute, that's not Vincent D'Onofrio.
No, that's the brain, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Now, whenever I'm a child of a certain age, that every time I watch something with Orson Welles in it, I can't stop thinking just about the brain, because that's the origin of Orson Welles in my brain is Pinky and the Brain.
The brain. I mean, Hope's impression of Orson Welles is just the brain. It's just Maurice LaMarche's the brain.
It's good.
That is her Welles impression. And coming up next year sometime when we do our crossover episode with Wells University.
DuckTales, right?
No. That's different. We're doing that next month. But no, next year we're doing our that's a bummer, dude. Tucker's almost out of whiskey. Next year we're gonna do our crossover episode with Wells on The Shadow.
With Alec Baldwin's?
Yes, with all the Alec and with the Ian McKellens.
Dude, I can't wait to see that. I've wanted to see that since it came out, but I've just never gotten around to it. I really, really want to see it. But it's been out like 30 years I've been trying to see this movie.
Over 30 at this point. I think it came out in 93, 94, somewhere.
Finally, I will finally see it. And same with The Phantom. Remember when we watched The Phantom? And it's like, I've been wanting to watch this for 30 years. And here we are. Fuck yes.
As I recall, that's the reason we ended up watching it, is because you're like, I want to watch this movie. Give me an excuse to watch this movie.
I've been itching. I don't know why. Some movies just always fall through the cracks. And that's one of them. I'm still like super psyched about it, but I never find the fucking time.
I saw The Shadow on VHS and I saw The Phantom in theaters. I went to the movie theater to watch that movie.
Now, I am very familiar with the Shadow on the radio. I've heard a lot of the radio shows from way back in the day. So who knows what evil lurks in the hearts of men? I hope that knows. that will make me enjoy it even more.
Hope will probably make you listen to some of those radio episodes. We're actually going to cover several of them on the podcast.
I've heard most of them. Well, I'll listen to them again. But yeah, holler at your boy. Like, I will talk about old timey radio is a hobby of mine. Like Suspense and The Whistler
You and her
and
both,
fucking
yeah.
Shadow and Signal Oil Company presents. Yeah, we like all that stuff. And Roma Wines.
The wine for your table is Roma wine, made in California for enjoyment across the world. I did one of the first community theater productions I ever did in Beech Grove, Indiana, at Spotlight Players, the now defunct Spotlight Players.
Oh, that's a damn shame.
I did a show with my friend Molly. She was directing it, called "Sorry Wrong Number," which was an old radio play.
Mm-hmm.
And I was one of.
It's from
Suspense. You know "Sorry Wrong Number."
It's where the lady, like, she picks up her phone and like she hears this conversation about these dudes what are coming to straight up murder her, Steven. And she overhears the conversation, and she's arguing with the operator dude. Oh, it's a lady, but she's arguing with an operator, and she just gets so frazzled. Dude, that was so popular on Suspense that I believe I
played two characters in that.
They did rerun it a few times, but I think there's like 3 different live versions of it. And there's a movie which I have yet to see, but it is on my watch list.
I played the assassin. I played the assassin, and I played the Western Union man. And the way that my friend staged it, you got
to say stop a bunch of times.
I got to say yes, I did, but I also got to say I got to say the title of the play at the end. I pick up the phone after I nerf the lady, and I say, "Sorry, wrong number," into the phone, and I hang it up. And that's the end of Act 1. So the first act, we do it just as a straight stage play, and then the second act, we do the exact same thing, except we do it as a radio broadcast. So like one of my friends is on stage doing like doing all the Foley work, and like the rest of us are just dressed as like 1930s, 1940s radio actors, and we're stepping up to microphones. And I did the commercial, and I did it in like 3 different voices. So I would just like throw on voices and just swap back and forth between them, like,
dude,
just back and forth.
I'm so jealous.
So it was so much fun. And my friend Lina, who was the lead in that, won a local theater award for that performance.
Good.
So
Good.
She was the only one nominated, and she fucking won. So like, good for her.
Nice.
But that was one of my first theatrical productions that I did in Indianapolis Community Theater.
I love that I know that now, because I can't believe that my obsession of old timey radio has never come up on this podcast. I don't know. There's never really anybody to talk to about it, because nobody else really gives a shit about it. But your boy is like several times a week on Antioch,
and also,
which is a cool
friend of the show. Friend of the show, Hope Stough, that was her entryway into Orson Welles, was the radio shit. She just recently, her and her spouse recently did their annual pilgrimage to Grover's Mill, New Jersey, where they like visited the spot where the aliens were supposed to have landed in Orson Welles' War of the Worlds. Like, it's a thing she does every year. So she just published a blog about it too. I'll try to link it in the show notes if I remember.
Also, a callback. That's a big part of the plot of Buckaroo Banzai. Excuse me, the adventures of Buckaroo Banzai across the 8th dimension. Thank you.
There it is.
That's a big part of that plot too. So is Wells, you gonna do a Buckaroo Banzai episode?
Don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think there's any reason to. Now that I think about it, I thought about like 10 seconds.
If we do,
you can mention it at the tail end of another episode.
Right. Here's the thing. We can toss it out as like, just like name drop it, but I don't think we'll cover it on that.
No,
there's no reason to. Like,
Wells
isn't in it. Yeah.
It'd be like 10 minutes. You'd be like, yeah, it's part of the plot because of this and that happened. And then I don't know. I think you could probably shoehorn it in when you discuss like the different opinions on how real all of what we've heard about that is. You know what I
Yep.
mean? You could throw that
Yep.
in there.
Yeah.
That would fit well there, I think.
And Hope's actually reading a book that came out relatively, I think, within the past year called Dead Air. She's in the process of reading that
Yeah,
in
you should read it too, because you
anticipation of
guys leave a
researching that
lot of
episode.
it in your podcast. So much.
Mm-hmm.
Like, your boy's got to comb through. Like, damn. Shit, I'm just trying to slap some intros and outros on this shit, Steven. Y'all make me work. Ugh.
I mean, you're welcome.
I thank you. Like, I guess it forces me to practice my craft, but fuck, man, it's
What can I
stressful.
say except you're welcome? You're welcome. But Return to Oz,
Yeah,
I guess, is ostensibly after that like 30-minute Orson Welles sidebar we just went on.
yeah.
But again, let's get into the sequel-ness of it all, because Disney releases this with the intention of it essentially being a sequel to the original film. But there are so many, I think, unofficial sequels, because I don't think MGM ever made an actual sequel to The Wizard of Oz. But there are a lot of people, because those books entered the public domain when they did, I think there were a lot of people who kind of took it on themselves to make sequels to The Wizard of Oz, official or otherwise.
The silent films are more of a coherent franchise than the modern or even, mid-century Oz franchise was.
Correct.
It's always different people. Like, you got was it Franken Bass? Is what I'm thinking of. That did the animated one. Rankin Bass. Why did I say Franken Bass?
Which is
Frank,
the story of a man who it's
2000-inch TV.
A fish that comes to life. Yeah.
I see. Yeah, I like that. But no, excuse me. It's all very separate, except for these Wickeds that are coming out apparently. But that's like a 2-part story. It's not really a sequel. It's just like it was already a full story, and they just chopped it in half. So
you took a musical, you cut it in half. You made
is
Act
it
Two
technically
basically
a
its own movie.
sequel? Technically,
yes. In the way that this kind of is technically a sequel, but not really.
Well, I think that what ends up being the effect of this movie for me is that they want you to have seen the original 1931. Is it 31?
39.
39. I'm thinking of Dracula. My bad.
You are.
They want you to have seen. They want you to have seen the 1939 original, but they just want you to kind of have that as a blueprint. Like you were saying before about how it hits all of the beats of the original. I think what it does is it takes the skeleton of that movie and it goes through a couple of the other books and throws some new characters in, does some different stuff. And I think that was kind of the way to do it, because if you went in there and did something completely narratively different, it would have done even worse than it actually did, Stephen.
Right.
And I know, like, I have, when I was younger, in my early teens, I did read some of the Oz books, and they are kind of the same sort of deal over and over. Like, the character's different, situation is different, but it's always like, here we are, something's going on, we got to fix it. Cool, everybody's good.
Right. I mean, this begins in the mid-50s when the man himself, Walt Disney, buys the film rights to all of the rest of L. Frank Baum's novels.
In 54.
In order to, I mean, he was going to use, I think, there was going to be a live-action film called The Rainbow Road to Oz that Disney had proposed and was actually working on. Never got completed, but these rights are just kind of sitting there until Walter Murch kind of...
Is there a documentary? There's a documentary on that, I think.
Probably.
Because, like, they had filmed parts of that. They had even, like, previewed it on the Wonderful World of Disney or whatever. They previewed a couple songs from it. So they had filmed on it. Like they had done production on it, but I think they were worried that because it was all Mouseketeers, like the whole cast was Mouseketeers.
Yes. Yeah, it
And
was
so
Darlene
they were.
Gillespie, Annette Funicello were both in it. Like Annette Funicello was supposed to be Ozma. Darlene Gillespie was going to be Dorothy. I'm looking at the Wikipedia article now, and I mean, you know, Tommy Kirk is the son of, you know, the Wicked Witch of the West. You've got basically a lot of kind of the Disney stalwarts in there, and yeah, eventually the thing kind of fell apart. But
Well,
the
I don't
documentary
think
is called Walt Disney and the Road to Oz. Is the documentary?
I'm gonna watch that at some point. I need to put it on my list. But I think that the reason they ultimately decided not to move forward any further with that film is because they didn't think that a film cast full of kids from TV would make them any money.
Yeah,
Probably
back
would have
when,
more money than this movie did,
yes, that
unfortunately.
is almost certain. But at that point, it's like, you know, the Muppet Wizard of Oz, but the Mouseketeer Wizard of Oz. It's like, hey, here's these Mouseketeers that you know, and they're basically doing the Wizard of Oz.
I haven't seen the Muppet Wizard of Oz because I didn't think I'd like it.
You probably won't.
Should I see it? Okay, good.
I mean, there's a scene where Quentin Tarantino pitches Kermit the Frog on a very violent, gory version of the Wizard of Oz. Quentin Tarantino as himself. It's a very deeply weird movie.
Oh, now I kind of want to watch it. Damn, Steven. Damn it. I don't even have time to watch the movies I buy physically, Steven.
I know. You and I both just bought a shit ton of physical media this past week.
It's been weeks since I've had these, Steven, and none of them have entered a Blu-ray player.
A Blu-ray. I love how you say that like William Friedkin. That makes me happy.
Thank you.
You know, one thing that movie would have had that this movie doesn't, that I think is a very distinct separation of the original film from this one, is music.
Yeah.
This film is not a musical in the way that the
good.
original one was.
Good.
Now, are you one of those like I hate musical kind of people? Because fuck you if you are.
Well, Steven, you know this about me that I'm not. I'm just so
except
picky.
for your favorite movie of all time.
I am so picky about my musicals. The bar is so high that it would be very easy to mistake me for someone who hates musicals.
Okay.
Because I do hate the majority of them, because I think the majority of them are unnecessary. Like the only thing that I've seen that I haven't liked involving Steven Universe is the movie, because it's a musical and the songs suck and they don't move the plot forward. They just slow things down, which is so odd. And I'm not sure why I got onto this, but it's so odd because I love the songs in the show.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I love all those little songs and everything, but like turning the movie into what felt like a forced musical, like I said, the bar is high on musicals for me. I do like a lot of musicals, but I don't like most musicals.
Sure.
So I'm not a musical hater, Steven. I'm just picky as fuck about my musicals.
Fair. I think it does need to be said for the record, yes, your favorite film of all time is Mary Poppins. Mary Poppins. Whereas I actually just saw one of my favorite movie musicals as a stage production just this weekend. Went out with my partner and a couple of friends from the last show that I did, and we saw another friend of ours from the last show that I did in Little Shop of Horrors, and she was amazing in it, and I love that musical.
Now that's different, though. I will go see a musical at the theater that I would have no interest in watching as a film. Just because there's something different about being there and people singing. I feel more involved with the music if I'm physically there when the music is being made, like where the music is happening. Like, I mean, I still like Bye Bye Birdie and I still like Fiddler on the Roof, but if you give me a choice between going to see it at the theater and watching it at home, I'm going to go see some people like do it for real, because that's exciting. Sure. Even if it's a musical I don't like, I'm pumped. I just like seeing live music. And if people are in cool costumes and they're dancing around like they're nuts, way into it.
And I mean, what I love about the stage version of Little Shop is that it really captures, particularly with a community theater production, really captures like the Corman, like low budget style. That is there's just something about it. Like at the end when like all the characters start like coming up and like singing their parts at the end of the movie is like zombies with
Don't feed
like
the
vines
plants.
with the vines hanging off of them. I'm like, just
Yes.
fuck, this is amazing. I love every second of this. Did I cry
Oh.
during Somewhere That's Green and Suddenly See More? Fucking maybe I did.
You know, the
Quite a
biggest
bit.
crime that movie, the movie with Rick Moranis, ever committed was that they omitted Oren
Finale Ultimo.
Scrivello's death song. The Dennis
Oh,
death
it's just
song.
the gas.
Oh,
Yes.
it's so
Don't
good.
be fooled if I should chuckle like hyenas in a zoo. It's just the gas.
Yes,
It gets
dude.
me high. So good.
Oh,
So
man.
good.
I get why it doesn't really fit in the film,
No.
though. But gosh, I wish there were a deleted scene I could watch of Steve Martin doing it, because I would
Here's
obsess
what
over
we
that.
do get in the film version that we don't get in the stage version.
Mean Green Mother?
Well, that, but also in that
Mother.
we omit It's Just the Gas so we can get Bill Murray in the dentist chair, because that character is not in the stage version.
But he is in the original film.
Yes, played by Jack Nicholson, as we all know.
Yes.
No.
Adorning the box art of every version of Little Shop of Horrors that came out on VHS in the 80s and 90s. He's in it for about 4 minutes, you guys.
It is literally his very first film.
Yeah.
It was made on his way to becoming famous. Like, because it came out
like the gas station. He was like, "Yeah, I could do this real quick. I got to get gas though."
That's the Corman way, though. That's the fucking Corman method, man.
Yeah,
I love it. But that has nothing to do with Return to. But again, like it, because there's like a mirth and a whimsy. And my partner was saying this as we were watching the film this evening. There's a mirth and a whimsy to the original version that this one lacks, and the music is part of it. Which it's odd to me that we're making a Disney version of The Wizard of Oz and it's not a musical. Like that feels really backwards to me, particularly Disney at this time.
And I think that if they hadn't gone so over budget, like from the jump, that they probably would have made it a musical. Like, I mean, there's so much in this movie that you can see to where they're just like, yeah, they kind of ran out of money.
Yeah.
I mean, it looks great. It all looks fantastic. And it's very immersive, but there are some times where you're like, yeah, maybe like they could have done something different with that if they had a bigger budget. We could have expanded upon that.
Every penny of the film's $28 million budget is right there on screen. Like it looks like $28 million on screen. It really does. Like it's a very good looking film.
And that's $28 million in 80s money.
Correct. Not adjusted for inflation, which
that's a lot of millions of dollars back now then.
Yeah.
Then now.
Right. Sure. Yeah. Like this, I mean, and you're getting, Will Vinton's stop motion effects, as we previously mentioned.
Yes.
You're getting you're doing a lot of animatronic shit for like the Cowardly Lion, for the little time he's in this movie, for TikTok, like TikTok, the character, not the app, the character is pretty much almost entirely a stop motion or an animatronic performance. I'm sure there's
the walking,
like someone puppeteering. Yeah.
So when TikTok walks in this movie, no shit, it's a guy walking on his hands inside of that suit.
Right.
Like doing a handstand and walking. There's just an upside down dude in TikTok.
His name is Timothy D. Rose. Timothy D. Rose. He is best known. Tucker, do you know this? Do you know what he's best known for playing?
I have not heard about this. I have not seen this.
A little character called Admiral Akbar in a little movie called Star Wars Return of the Jedi.
The Star Wars, yeah.
Yeah.
Return of the Star Wars, what it was called.
He was also the puppeteer for Salacious Crumb, Jabba's little court jester dude.
Oh, I know. I didn't know that was his name, but the guy with the pointy nose. He's like a little jester.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've seen a Star Wars or two.
Yeah. But Timothy D. Rose is the head operator, and then Michael Sundin is the in-suit performer. So the kind of the Jim Henson mold of their kind of being a couple. Speaking of Jim Henson, you also get Brian Henson, who would go on to direct past episode of this podcast, the Happy Time Murders.
I wanted that to be good. I wanted so bad for that to be good. I gave it so many chances, and it's just garbage. And it's like, look, Meet the Feebles already exists. Like, if you're not going to do better than that, why even try? Like, you're the actual Muppets. Like,
right.
You need to come up and bring something to the table. I did enjoy, though. Did you watch Mayhem, Steven? The series on Disney Plus? I did enjoy when Peter Jackson was there, and the bass
it's
player
almost as bad as that time we met the Feebles.
We did meet the Feebles.
Yeah. Floyd Pepper is the name of the bassist, first of all. Put some respect on his name.
Oh, yeah, sorry. No, I couldn't think of it. I just love that in a family show, they reference one of
on Disney
the
Plus
most explicit films involving, probably the most explicit film involving puppets.
Yeah. No, there's also Let My Puppets Come, which is a puppet porno.
I feel like that's something I never needed to know about. Like, I was just living my life, Steven, having a good time, and then all of a sudden, you let me know that exists. Thanks.
My friend of the show, Mike Snoonian, is the one that let me know that existed.
I'll bet he did. That sounds right. Mm-hmm. Okay.
We love you, Mike.
Yeah.
And then speaking of so Brian Henson was both the voice of and head performer of Jack Pumpkinhead.
Oh, he was the little frog too, right? Who was in the Muppets? The little frog, Kermit the Frog's nephew or whatever.
No, that's Jerry Nelson, dude.
Are you sure?
Robin?
Who? Yeah, I thought that was Brian Henson at some point.
No, that was always Jerry Nelson.
That was something I probably learned before the internet, so you can't really fact check back then. So
correct. Even in the early days of the internet, you couldn't really fact check. It was a wild fucking west on there.
It just becomes part of your head canon. Yes, and I do love Brian Henson in this movie. I like Jack Pumpkinhead. Like anybody else doing that voice, like I want to be annoyed at him calling Dorothy mom because I think that's fucking stupid. But like, I don't know. I still think it's sweet because Brian Henson like really sells it. Like he sells like this character. Like it's a really endearing character, and you can't be. He's innocent and sweet.
Yeah. And I will say, speaking of directors whose films we've covered on previous episodes that also did puppeteering on this film, one of the puppeteers for The Gump was director.
The voice, right?
No, not the voice. Lyle Conway was the voice and one of the puppeteers. The other puppeteer, who is not, is the man who gave us Blade and past episode of this podcast, The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, Stephen Norrington.
Yes, indeed. Special effects guy, Stephen Norrington.
Correct. Another one of those guys who was like doing stuff in the industry for years said, we'll let you do this. And after a couple films, he's like, fuck this, never again. And really it was the Sean Connery of all that made him say, fuck this, never again.
Yeah. That's a shame because like Blade is fantastic. Death Machine is, for what it is, it's pretty cool. It's pretty fun cool. I would recommend it. It's a pretty unique film. I mean, it's kind of, it's fine. But watch it because there's fun stuff. But even The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, it's bad. But like, boy, I sure do like looking at that movie. We were at a certain point in CGI, just like Van Helsing, to where like I compare it to Van Helsing and its CGI, to where it looked just good enough to not look too real. Like kind of like a Roger Rabbit thing, or like more modern, that Chip and Dale movie they did. And so like it sat okay with my brain. It wasn't until like kind of after that era where it got too realistic and too smooth and you got that uncanny valley. That's when it started fucking with me. Even stuff like Jurassic Park, like that's, I don't know how like a movie in 1994, the CGI looks better than most of the shit that I see now. So weird.
for that one, it's the amount of time they were able to put into the render. Like Spielberg's not releasing that shit unless it looks right.
Yeah.
After that,
These are
people
a lot of
start
practical
rushing through
too.
that shit.
Mm-hmm.
Right. But people start rushing through that shit eventually. And it becomes what is the current Marvel model, which is we have a deadline, we've got a release date, we need to hit it, get it done or else. Which is why Marvel movies look really shitty anymore.
Well, because now they've figured out the shortcuts to where, like, you're probably not going to notice it, but they're going to take some shortcuts to get it done quicker and cheaper. Still looks okay. Like, I don't know. It just sucks that the bar is so low. And then you have movies from, even like I said, League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. Like, that stuff, it doesn't look real, but it looks good. To me, it looks good.
It looks okay, yeah.
The way animation would look in a live action film is what I mean.
I understand.
That's the way I kind of see it, yeah. Anyway, Stephen Norrington, he was the Gump.
Yep, he's one of the Gumps. The other one, of course, being Tom Hanks. No, but this movie is essentially like a combination of L. Frank Baum's first two sequels to the original Wizard of Oz, The Marvelous Land of Oz and Ozma of Oz. It borrows elements from other of the sequel book novels as well, but essentially, like, Disney owns the rights to these, so they say we're going to do our own Oz franchise. It's just going to be our Disney thing, and it's going to be proprietary. They call it Return to Oz because they're coasting off of the popularity of the original film, and that's why they end up shelling out for the ruby slippers, which are proprietary to MGM. The ruby slippers are not a part of the novels. It's the silver slippers in the novels.
Yeah, and the ruby slippers are the only physical thing, but another thing that they carried over that wasn't in the books was the fact that the people in the real world that Dorothy came into contact with always were represented as different characters in Oz.
Right.
That was never something that was.
We see elements of that
as the Gnome King.
Too.
You see the nurse as Momi, or what is it? Mombi, yeah.
Zombie with an M.
You see that other little girl is Ozma.
And she brings the jack-o'-lantern to a room that becomes Jack Pumpkinhead. You see the big machine with the face. Well, this is his eyes. This must be his nose. And if this is his mouth, what's this? Why, that's his tongue, isn't it? Like, that becomes the basis for TikTok when she crosses over. Like, it's the stuff that she sees around her versus the actual people.
You even have the orderly. The prominent orderly, the one you see the most there at the beginning, is the main wheeler as well.
Correct. Yes. Like, all of that is borrowed from the film as well. But yeah, the slippers were, I'm sorry, the slippers I think are the big thing that they have to get in order to try to, and I think that's the one main thing that kind of ties it to the original MGM film.
Yeah. Well, I think what they wanted to do, and I think it really succeeds in that, at least for me, is that they wanted you to have knowledge of the original film. They were basically saying, look, we're going to adapt these other books and kind of do our own thing with them. This is not directly a sequel to The Wizard of Oz, but so to kind of get you in the headspace, we got some ruby slippers up in this bitch, and we got people in the real world as characters in Oz. So familiar settings, now we're going to do our own thing. Hopefully you're comfortable enough for us to do this radically different fucking thing.
Right. And I mean,
Narrator, they weren't.
Yes. And I mean, in that respect, it's an unofficial sequel. And it's a sequel only insofar as they purchased the ruby slippers. That is MGM's, because again, the original books, they were silver. They changed them to ruby because they're doing the Technicolor thing, and they really wanted the slippers to pop. And so they made them red. That's the only reason the ruby slippers exist.
Speaking of color, Steven, you know what I learned only recently, and I feel really stupid for not knowing this? Like, so the 1939 Wizard of Oz, there's the black and white part, and then it's color when she steps into Oz, right?
Mm-hmm.
So all the stuff before she steps into Oz is filmed in black and white. But that shot where she's in the house and the inside of the house is black and white, and the outside is color. They like painted the inside of the house black and white.
It's actually not black and white, it's sepia toned.
Yeah, well, you know what I mean.
I do. But like, yeah, and there's actually a stand-in for Judy Garland, who is the Dorothy that steps out of the house, and then the camera pans up and then kind of up slightly and then back down.
Because
And then
she's
you
all
see actual
sepia
Judy Garland step into
from
the
the
frame. Like
behind.
they do it all in one shot. So yeah, she's painted sepia from the back, the stand-in is, and then she walks through the door into the Technicolor, and then Judy Garland walks out in front of her. It's a very like Orson Welles' Citizen Kane, to bring up Orson Welles again, kind
That's
of
some movie
in-camera
magic.
trick. It's wonderful. It's
Yeah,
amazing.
that's some movie magic. And, you know, I always kind of took it for granted because I figured it was just something, uh, you know, you can do that with animation and
Sure.
a number of different processes in post-production now. I don't know if they were available then or
Celebrating.
if anybody had thought of them. But, like, just to go to that much effort to make it look the way it does, and it looks great.
Right.
It looks great. Like, that's probably from my childhood, outside of stuff like Back to the Future and Ghostbusters. Like, that's something cinematic from my childhood that really struck me, was that transition from sepia to color.
It's one of the
Like,
most
what a
amazing.
even
It's
a
a great shot.
child,
Mm-hmm.
even like it's so well executed that even a child like is like, whoa, that's kind of rad. Like, I'm 5 and I'm
Even
like, oh, that's the shit. Actually,
even me, who knows how they did that, like still kind of goes how they do that. Like it's Kermit the
yeah.
Frog riding a bicycle. Like it's movie magic.
Ooh, that's
Like I
another one.
know. I know how they got Kermit the Frog to ride a bicycle, but I'm still watching that going, how they get Kermit the Frog to ride a bicycle though.
Doesn't
Like I
matter.
know how. Like
It
in my
still
mind,
feels
I
like
know,
magic. It
but
still feels like magic.
you're playing a trick on me in screen, and I fucking love it. And this movie doesn't have a moment like that,
No,
like to that
unfortunately.
level. Like
Yeah.
my partner even said, like it would have been interesting had they done all the preamble stuff in black and white, like the original film did, or in sepia tone or whatever. Like just so that there's a more stark transition when we get to Oz. But then you get to Oz, and Oz is somehow more bleak than the
No,
real world is when you first get there, though.
I've got it. So, okay, the original was sepia and then black and then color. Like,
Mm-hmm.
we play with the Mandela effect here, right? And we make all the beginning stuff black and white, and then she lands in the desert. So that's kind of sepia. So
Right.
then you just kind of make that as a sepia color grading on everything else. I mean, it's already there with the desert, and then the color shows up. I do love that shot. Like, I'm thinking of it now with this idea I'm having with the sepia going into it. But even without that, going from the desert to just that lush greenery and the trees,
Right.
it looks
It's really
fantastic.
effective.
The
Yeah.
shot is good. Like, I think it is. I mean, it's not as effective as the transition in the original, but I think it does kind of make an attempt to at least honor that, which I think
Sure.
they do pretty well.
Yeah. No, I agree. But and again, part of it is the fact that because of the state of Oz, like it's that kind of legacy sequel trope of the main character returns to the world that they were in, but everything's different now.
Yes.
And like it's very much that. Like Oz itself is a crumbling ruin of what it once had been. And so like Oz is when we first arrive there between the deadly desert and the crumbling Emerald City, it's more morose and depressing than the real world was, where Dorothy was getting carted to the psychiatrist because everyone thinks she's crazy because she spent the last 6 months talking about this
Which
place she dreamed about when she got caught up in a tornado for a few seconds.
I've always kind of taken issue with that. Like, yeah, like the kid is saying some crazy shit, but like otherwise she's a normal kid. She's not like freaking out. Like, yeah, I get Aunt M does say, you know, since you don't sleep, you're no use to me in the morning. And, you know, back then you had to fucking pull your weight for everybody to
Correct.
survive.
I
So, like,
mean,
I get
she's a farm
that, but
girl.
still,
Got
like,
chores. Yeah.
I've never understood the decision to take her to shock therapy. Like, I mean, she'll get over it, or she won't, or she'll learn to deal with it. Like, we really need to, you know, like, take the horse and buggy 6 hours to shock this bitch in the face. I don't think
Apparently.
so. I don't know. It's always seemed weird to me. Always seemed weird. I also want to mention the yellow brick road. Every time I see the yellow brick road when they come upon it, not only do I fear for poor Fairuza Balk's safety as she's
Mm-hmm.
running across those uneven bricks, I
Oh my
swear
God,
every time I
yes.
swear she's gonna fall. I'm
Yeah.
like, is there someone there in case? No, okay, cool. She made it, fine. Um, but what's with the yellow brick road? Like, what kind of natural decay is that? Graboid? Is that what that is? Like, a graboid just followed the yellow brick road underneath? I can't think of any other explanation.
I
How does
mean,
the ground swell right there at the road? I'd never
the
understood
Gnome
that. I
King
still love it,
is
but
the Gnome King is a rock
oh,
monster, and all his
he
followers
do
are
be
rock
rocking.
monsters. And that's so. I
Damn it,
mean, that
Steven.
would make sense. That would make a lot of
It was
sense.
right there the whole time. It was right there the whole time. Jeez Louise. Look, I'm a clever dude, and I've got some intelligence and shit, but boy, there are blind spots.
For all of us.
Boy, I tell you what. And I feel so dumb. It was there the
No,
whole time, Steven.
you
It was the
needn't
whole
feel
time.
dumb, Tucker.
As soon as you said it, I was like, what? Why?
I love the slow transition of the Gnome King from completely claymation to completely human. And it's a very stark and almost obvious change when it happens, but like it's so cleverly and gradually done that it almost sneaks right up on you, and I find that really amazing.
I do, and I think it is kind of a shame that they even switched at all, but I do
I agree.
appreciate the way that they did it
Mm-hmm.
because it does transition really well because with the stop motion stuff, most of that the shot is a lot wider. And
Yes,
then when we get into the live action actor
it's a
with the
lot more
makeup
in
and
close up. Yeah,
everything, it is more of a tight shot, yeah. So I get
and
why
I
they did
mean,
it, and I appreciate the transition, but still, I wish it were all just. I just love the claymation so much on
I
this
do
movie.
too.
I would
Will Vinton is a
do all of it
fucking
in stop
genius.
motion.
Yes, love Will
The
Vinton,
whole
but
movie,
I'm
get rid of all the
he
actors. The whole movie stop motion. Let's go. Return to Oz.
Will Vinton did direct one full length feature film, which I don't know if it qualifies for us or not, but we can talk about it later. Um, it's an interesting. I've never seen it, but I watched the Will Vinton documentary that came out several years ago, and it
And it's stop
looks like an
motion. What is it?
interesting
What's it called?
piece. Fuck, hang on. You're gonna make me look at it.
Damn it.
I was
No, well, you
ready to
should
say
have
something
already
else.
been. Oh, you had something. You had something
Yeah,
in the
I
queue,
was working
Steven.
on
At the
something else.
topic
Yeah,
queue.
yeah.
Sweet.
But now I gotta pause and probably forget that.
You
Um,
have to.
but
No, remember it. Don't forget.
no, it's already gone.
I've already forgotten what you're looking up. So.
The Will Vinton feature film.
Oh yeah, because he directed it
Um,
or what?
yes, no, he is the full director. It is called The Adventures of Mark Twain. Came out the same year as this, actually, and
And
it
it's
is a
stop
feature
motion.
length. It is a feature length stop motion film.
Fuck a duck. What's it called, Steven?
The Adventures
The
of Mark
Adventures of Mark
Twain.
Twain. Like the Adventures of Tom Sawyer, but it's the author.
Correct. The
What
film
the
features a
fuck?
series of vignettes extracted from several of Mark Twain's works, woven together by a plot that follows Twain's attempts to keep his appointment with Halley's Comet. Twain and three children, Tom Sawyer, Huck Finn, and Becky Thatcher, travel on
Oh
an
fuck,
airship to various adventures, encountering characters from Twain's stories along the way.
Steven. Look, we talked about old timey radio before, but something a lot of people don't know about me, and something that definitely the disenfranchised audience doesn't know about me, and something you probably don't know about me, is I have read, I think, everything that Mark Twain ever wrote or ever has
Mm.
written. And I'm a big, big fan. Specifically, my favorite, Stephen, not that you asked, but assuming that you would eventually, my favorite is a Connecticut Yankee in King Arthur's Court. Have you read that shit, Stephen?
Of course not.
Fucking fantastic. Boy, that Mark
Yeah.
Twain, I tell you, there's a reason people are still talking about him, Stephen. There's a reason.
Saying that
I
man's
gotta see
going
this now.
places.
How is this? What? Stephen. Damn it. Hour and 26 minutes. I can watch that tonight after SNL.
I mean, that's 2 hours. You haven't seen SNL yet?
No, because I work, man. I worked this weekend. I can't stay up that late
I
on a
was,
work night.
I
I
was,
gotta get
I
up
was
at
going to bring
least
up,
by 5 a.m. Don't.
I was going to bring up the return of a
Nope.
character that we haven't seen in a while.
It's already been spoiled, but I'm excited for it. So, because
You don't know which one. You don't know what's
don't
coming.
I don't get the TV show or the movies, but I love the sketches. Yeah. Spoilers.
But
We'll get to that in a couple weeks.
but in the movie, I remember what I was going to say. In the movie, he mentions that the Gnome King mentions that the more of the fellowship, for lack of a better word, that goes in and fails his test, the closer he becomes to being fully human. And so if Dorothy had failed her test, he would have become fully human. That's the implication. And so he gets gradually more human the more of them start going in and failing that test. And so that's why that gradual shift is happening, which again I think is very well done and very well executed.
I understand that, and I agree. It's just I just love the stop motion in this. Throw a couple more $1 million into this, and we would have had like a American Werewolf in London level stop motion 2-man transformation.
I was watching this, and as soon as I saw the faces on the rock, I was like, "Is that Will Vinton?" And so I got on my phone and looked it up, and sure enough, that's Will Vinton. And I was like, I thought so. Like that first face on the rock, I'm like, that looks very Will Vinton to me.
Yes, and sure it hooks you because right from the beginning, when you see that little, it's just like an eye on that one rock.
Yes.
Right when she gets into Oz, when she's walking across the rocks in the desert, it's like, whoa, that's creepy. That's fucked up. It's obviously stop motion, and it's smooth as shit. It just hooks you. For me, like even as a kid, like I'd seen stop motion stuff. I knew Large Marge. I'd seen King Kong. Like I knew stop motion. But it's just another level. Like you imagine movies. Can you imagine King Kong with that level of stop motion? Like that intricate, like focused, like hundreds of hours. Oh man.
Like Will Vinton I grew up with Will Vinton, honestly. Like the Claymation Christmas special, the California Raisins. Like I watched all those fucking California Raisin special as a kid. There was even a short film that he did, like that I saw at the Children's Museum all the time. It was like with the dinosaur. It was his 1980 film Dinosaur, which featured the two dinosaurs from the Claymation Christmas, the T-Rex and the like or not the Triceratops, but the other one with all the spikes coming out of his head. It's not a Triceratops because he's got more than 3 spikes, but like it's got those two characters. Like that was one of his early films short films.
Is
that
it
I saw.
A Stegosaurus?
The Noid commercials. No, it's not a Steg. He's got the horns. It's just, but like Will Vinton's the guy who did the Noid. It has like the one horn here, the 2 horns out of the head, but then it's got like several horns around the rim.
Yeah. It's got like the little crown of horns.
Yes. So, but I mean, it's a movie. It's a short. I remember seeing that at the Children's Museum when I went as a kid and thinking it was the coolest thing. Like, I'm a big fan of Will Vinton. I'm a big fan of the claymation stuff. So I picked that out immediately. I was like, hell yeah, I love this. And if you haven't seen the Will Vinton documentary, man, you absolutely should. It's so
I want to. What's it called?
What is it called?
Steven, I don't have time for all this shit, but I am adding so many things to my list tonight. It's kind of ridiculous.
You're welcome.
Yes. And I mean, I'll get to this shit eventually.
You're welcome, man.
I'm so excited.
I know you will. I know you'll get there. Hang on. Because he was like... I watched it a few years ago when, like, shortly after I moved up from Indy to Illinois.
Indy. Yeah.
And it's a really great little documentary just all about, it's called Clay Dream. That's what it is. Clay Dream. Came out in
Okay.
2021. Definitely check it
I
out.
am
It's basically
putting that down.
the rise and fall of Will Vinton. It is currently on Fossum and Prime Video.
Speaking of things streaming places, The Adventures of Mark Twain, which is probably the film I have been the most excited to watch in a few years. Steven, you've touched me this evening, Steven. This evening, Stevening, this evening, Steven, in my heart, in my heart. And I'm
Thank you
so
for
psyched to see
clarifying.
this movie. It is on Prime Video, so
Oh hell yeah!
if you're on the Primes, I'm
And
dude.
I
It's
don't
like
know,
I
maybe
almost.
check it out. And if you think it's one that we could cover on this podcast, let me know.
I wanna just because like that's another one. Like I said earlier, the old timey radio stuff. It's not something that really comes up. But yeah, I'm
Yeah,
like a huge Mark Twain guy, so I'm and like there's not you do he's been dead for a while, so it's not like you get a lot of new Mark
correct.
Twain stuff. So like this to me is like it's a new thing.
Yeah,
And it's years. Like, I think it was probably 2015 when I felt like I had kind of read everything that he had put out.
did you read the autobiography of Mark Twain?
No, but I have the audiobook. That is on my
Okay,
list. That's actually
because
second on my list next road trip I take by myself.
I was working at Barnes and Noble when that came out, and that was huge. People went ape shit for that book.
Yeah,
So
I was kind of apeshit for it too, but it's like the Shadow and the Phantom. I just haven't. It's just never
I haven't
happened.
gotten around to it. Yeah,
Uh-uh. It sucks. And that I'm going. I just learned about the Adventures of Mark Twain, and I'm gonna probably watch that in the next 2 days. And
love
I
that for
still
you.
will have not read.
The autobiography of Mark Twain.
Yes, I'll get there.
Um, you will. You'll get there. Look, I'm not worried about you. Little baby Fairuza Balk in this movie. Considering I know her from The Waterboy and American History X.
She's always the edgy gal, right? And in this,
Yeah.
she's just so sweet, but like also like plucky and adventurous and everything
Mm-hmm.
you need to be the protagonist of like this kind of family movie. Like
Absolutely.
she's perfect.
Absolutely. 100%. I think she's really good in this. And this is, I want to say, her first
Feature film, yeah.
theatrically released feature film.
Yeah.
Yeah. She'd done a TV movie before called The Best Christmas Pageant Ever and 2 episodes of a TV miniseries called Deceptions before this. But like this is her
Hey,
her
wait.
film debut.
The Best Christmas Pageant Ever, didn't they just do another movie of that? That's the one I read that book when I was a kid. It's the one where like they're putting on the Christmas pageant and there's like some pores there and like we should
Uh,
have the pores be in it.
a teacher puts on a Christmas pageant and puts the worst children in school as the stars.
The pores. They're pores.
Is it Loretta Swit is the star of the film?
The new one?
She of MASH fame, the TV show MASH.
So not the new one.
But yeah,
Word.
there you
Can
go.
you hear me, Steven?
Yes, I can. You were
Okay,
kind of
I'm just
cutting
making
in and out
sure.
there, but I can. Yeah,
That's cool. I love that.
I love that. Well, I think it's just your audio. I think when we upload it, it'll all be fine.
Oh yeah, def. I'll check it out. Timestamp. I didn't timestamp it.
I know, but if I say a certain word right now, you will.
You wouldn't.
I'm
Steven,
not gonna.
you wouldn't. Okay. Thank
I
you.
would, but I'm not going to.
I'm glad we're
You know,
friends. I would hug you right now. If we were in the same room right now, I would give you a big hug, Steven, for being so
Well,
generous.
I am going to be in Indy the weekend of Thanksgiving, so maybe we can arrange something.
Word? Can
Yeah.
we?
We can.
That sounds fantastic. Have you gotten your Circle City soup? Yeah, you did get that.
Of course. Yeah, I got it at the same time you did. I got it at the premiere.
Yeah, I was. We were there. I'm Imby. Yo,
We went there together.
I'm gonna repeat. I'm gonna have the same exact thing that I had at Lincoln Square in Greenfield tomorrow. I'm
I
gonna have
know.
a mimosa, a cup of coffee, and a motherfucking tenderloin.
There it is. I love those tenderloins, man.
I
Those are
love
so
brunch
good.
because I can drink like it's breakfast and eat like it's lunch, dude. It's the best.
It's the best of both worlds.
Fuck.
Return to Oz comes out on June 21st, 1985. I am just about a month shy of my second birthday.
I was 3.
When this movie
was two and
comes
a
out.
half. 2.5. I was 2.5.
But the number one film in America this week is a little movie called Cocoon. Ron Howard's Cocoon.
Steven.
What if the movie that dares ask the question, what if there was a cocoon?
It's been far too long since I've seen Cocoon.
In second place, down from number one the week before in its fifth weekend. It's made almost $100 million in 5 weeks. Rambo: First Blood Part 2.
I like the original.
I'm sure. The original's an actual like nuanced film. The second one is Sly Stallone's an action star now, and we need to make this a movie commensurate with his stardom.
And this is what hurts me, which really pisses me off about it, is that I feel like they could have maintained the tone of the original and still probably not made it as exciting, but amped things up a little bit.
Sure.
It's just that they were like, no, we don't like emotions and like intelligence and all that. No, we don't need that. Let's just blow shit up. Well, and it is entertaining. I do like First Blood too.
Sure.
Like, not as a Rambo movie, but as just a ridiculous, fucking insane action movie.
Down from number 2 the week before in its third weekend. At number 3, a movie we've covered on this podcast before, a little film directed by one Richard Donner called The Goonies.
Oh yeah, I wasn't on that episode.
No, that was before you joined.
Yeah.
And then at number 4, I think a potential future episode of this podcast, Tobe Hooper's Life Force at number 4.
That's another one. Oh, it's always been on my list.
It's good.
I got an issue of Fangoria in like 1998 that was like, y'all remember Light Force? And I was like, no, I don't, but that looks kind of cool.
It's pretty rad.
Space vampires? Yeah, I'm way into that.
Man. It's fucking rad.
Still
concept.
Haven't seen it.
That's Sony TriStar released, I think, one of the final canon movies. We talked about another final canon movie on this podcast, right? Masters of the Universe.
Oh, I thought Action Jackson was a canon.
It was, but like Masters of the Universe was one of like the last canon movie. Like Life Force is one of the movies that killed canon.
That's another one where like I like that movie, but it's a terrible fucking He-Man movie. Like, why would you do that? Like, whose call was that? Like, yo, you know what kids really love about He-Man is that he's in this fantasy world in Castle Grayskull, and there's like fantasy beasts and shit. So instead, let's just put him in the real world. That's fun, right? No.
Well, I mean, we talk about it on that episode, but that is 100% a budget restraint. Like, they don't have the money to sustain that for an entire picture.
It's such a weird choice, though, because I do like it as a film, but like I say, as a child, I was a fan of the He-Man. I had his tiger. I could put him on the tiger, and you could put the little pop caps inside of him, and you hit this switch on the back, and his chest would like make popping noises, I guess, and like his arm would come down with the sword in it. Battle Cat, that's the name of the tiger.
Battle Cat. You know who else really loved the He-Man movie? Frank Langella really fucking loved that movie. I think more than anyone else in the cast, he was like, I wish I could have gone back and done that again because I really love playing Skeletor.
You know, I don't know why, because I think it would have worked. You know, you put that on Broadway, right? You put that in the theater. Boy gets to do it every night for weeks. And if you take his performance and you rewrite the entire thing to fit that tone, you'd have a hell of a stage play. I'm just saying.
Yeah. Rounding out the top 5, we have in its fourth weekend, down from 3 the week before, is Chevy Chase's Fletch. He's working overtime.
I haven't seen any Fletch movie, but I have heard from people whose opinions I trust and whose tastes I usually share that John Hamm is peak Fletch.
That's whatever, and we'll cover that movie on this podcast at some point.
Fuck, that means I have to watch the other ones for context.
No, it doesn't.
Shit, but I will. I will.
You will.
I have to. Fuck.
You don't, but you're gonna make more work for yourself because you're.
I don't mind Chevy Chase. Like he's funny, I guess.
As long as I don't have to like meet the guy and talk to him, I guess. Sure.
No, that would be terrible. Can you imagine like meeting Chevy Chase and Quentin Tarantino at the same time? Like the most friendly guy to a fault and the least friendly guy to a fault. Like that would just be the worst day.
Friend of the show, I don't know if you know this or not, Tucker, but friend of the show, Devon Taylor, has had a closed door meeting with Quentin Tarantino.
Yeah, dude, I know. I'm also on Instagram. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Just want to make sure.
We're friends.
Rounding out the top 10 in 6th place, you've got Prizzi's Honor, the film for which Angelica Houston wins her Oscar. Prizzi's Honor.
Cool. Okay. No, I haven't seen
Educate yourself. At number 7, we have this film, Return to Oz. Number 8, the Bond film A View to a Kill, which I think is, I mean, it's Roger Moore Bond, so I don't think it's that great. But a lot of people really like Roger Moore. I'm just not one of them. In 9th place, underrated little gem directed by the aforementioned Walter Hill, a little movie called Brewster's Millions, which I really like. With John Candy and Richard Pryor. Rick Moranis is in there for a little bit too. It's a good movie.
Have not seen it. Another one on my list for fucking years.
I feel like
tonight is the on my list for years episode.
It is, and
as much as it ever has been.
And rounding out the top 10, we have a little movie that I've never heard of called Secret Admirer.
No, what's that?
I don't know this one, man. I'm looking at the poster and I don't recognize this guy.
We've not heard about this. We've not seen this.
It's C. Thomas Howell. It's Kelly Preston. It's Lori Loughlin, excuse me. Okay. Fred Ward, Dee Wallace. You love Dee Wallace.
Fred Ward, I like Fred Ward.
Then why haven't we? If you like Fred Ward, then why have we not covered? What's that movie that he did? Where he plays like the secret agent, and Joel Grey is the extremely like insensitive Asian racial stereotype. It was like Fred Ward's attempt to like kick off a franchise. It's been on our list for fucking forever.
Was Fred Ward also in Soul Man?
I feel like that was C. Thomas Howell. I could be wrong about that. I'm scrolling through his because
I can't believe they still played that on TBS in the 90s. Wow.
Oh my gosh, yeah, absolutely insane. That one.
It's not. I mean, it's not a bad movie. It's just like, why would you? I mean, you could. There's.
No, you're wrong. Remo Williams' The Adventure Begins is the movie I'm thinking of. Also came out in 1985.
Word.
Came out shortly after Fred Ward's Secret Admirer, apparently. And then another movie I just want to shout out in the 13th spot, a little movie called Beverly Hills Cop, which has been in theaters for 29 weeks. It has grossed over $200 million. And is the director of that film is someone that I have had a conversation with.
Oh my.
And I will not tell the story of that conversation if I'm not behind a paywall. So there you go. But there you go. That is
Axel F yet though, Steven? You seen Axel F yet? You watched that yet?
Not, no.
Boy. You know, I did.
But
my parents watched it. Hold on just a second. My parents watched it, and they said it was fine. They both agreed with me that it was better than the third one. But I thought it was. No, I thought it was as good as the second one, which I do enjoy the second one. It's not as good as the first.
I mean,
but I thought
the second one's a Tony Scott movie. It's great.
And they said it was better than 3, but they still didn't think it was as good as 2. So we differed on that a little bit. So
I have a feeling that's where I'm going to land on it as well.
Yeah, well, let me know if we ever do any kind of what are we watching ever again.
Probably
in
not.
Our lives.
The tomatometer score for Return to Oz is a 59%.
Oof.
Critics' consensus: Return to Oz taps into the darker side of L. Frank Baum's book series with an inventive, dazzling adventure that never quite recaptures the magic of its classic predecessor, which I
does it need to?
will agree with.
Yeah, but does it need to?
The Metascore is a 42 based on mixed or average reviews from 11
Unfair.
critics. Tucker, would you care to guess the Letterboxd score for 1985's Walter Murch film Return to Oz?
I feel like a lot of people are going to genuinely enjoy this, and a lot of people are going to enjoy it ironically. I mean, there are a lot of ways to enjoy this movie, so I think it's going to go pretty high. And we are going with the new 3-point standard here, so I have to be within 0.3.
0.3.
Yeah. So I'm going to say this comes in at between a 3 3 and a 3.6.
Tucker, the Letterboxd score for Walter Murch's 1985 Return to Oz is a 3.4.
Dude,
you did it.
So do you remember when and y'all were like, "Oh, you're not good at it. It's just the spread's so big." No, fuck y'all. I still got it. 0.3
this time.
What's up? And I've been getting it. Like, since I haven't gotten one wrong since we moved it to 0.3.
I don't remember. I don't remember my boyfriend's back, so I
back and listen to the tape, Stephen.
I'm not gonna, but thank you. I'm sure you're right. Tucker, out of 5 stars, how many are you giving to Return to Oz?
This is a 4-star.
It's a 4
for me. Yes.
Okay.
I really, 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 really like it. There are some parts of it where I can take it or leave it. And by take it or leave it, I mean I can sit there and watch it and be perfectly fine and not be bored. Or I can go pee for a minute, or I can go like grab a snack real quick. So I'm like, oh, yeah, I remember this part, but like it's not that exciting. I don't have to sit here and watch it. I will if I'm already comfortable and like I'm already got a snack. I'm more than happy to fucking watch it. But that's what the difference between a 4 and a 5-star movie is. I can step out if I need to, you know.
We're not. Whereas it's a 3-star for me. So
that's fair.
Which, I mean, it's one of those movies, like, I get what it's trying to do and I appreciate the ambition of it, but I just don't ultimately think it's successful in what it's trying to do. Which is evident by the fact that it only made $11 million or like $10.6 million on a $28 million budget, like, which I didn't mention before, but like audiences weren't there for it. And I mean, I think a lot of people, this movie kind of now is referenced as kind of a Gen X millennial fever dream of a movie. Like it's one of those like, this gave me quintessential, this gave me nightmares as a kid movies.
It really found its life on video. And I feel like it shit its pants at the box office, but ever since it's been available on home video and on streaming, more people are seeing it and more people are digging it. Like it's kind of like the Pootie Tang of my childhood. Right. Because when I was watching Pootie Tang, when it came out on video, like several times a day, I was watching that. I was like, yeah, nobody else. Like, I can already kind of read the room and gauge the situation. I'm one of like a few people who's really digging this, and I don't think that's going to change. But it has changed. Mm-hmm. Like, it's grown. And Return to Oz is kind of that of my childhood. Like, when I saw this as a child, when I was like 10, 11, I was like, oh, like, people hate this, but I really like it. I must be like, there must be only dozens of us, you know? Mm-hmm. And there probably were at that point, but as it's just spread, and I think that's why it has such a high Letterboxd rating.
Sure.
Because if Letterboxd existed when this movie came out, it would not have had that high of a rating. Its reappraisal has built its fan base, is what I'm saying.
It's one of those movies that the people who have grown up with it have started to reckon with it and come to bat for it in a way that the critics at the time did not.
Well, and it's perfect timing because I feel like it was a little ahead of its time with its tone.
In a lot of ways, I think so, theming. Yes.
Like, I know, which is weird to say because you don't get a lot of family films now that are this intense and fucked
Right.
up. But at
Yeah.
the time, it was still way ahead of its time. I think it's easier now for people to appreciate it than it was then. So I feel
Sure.
like it's only natural that it has a bigger fan base now than it ever could have in the 80s or
Which
90s
makes a
even.
lot of sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, and again, like sometimes it takes these movies will bomb at the box office, and it takes a few years because of word of mouth or what have you for them to really find their audience. And that
Yeah.
still happens today, where very good movies will just not get the the respect they deserve from critics or from audiences, and it takes people a few years to come to grips with them. And you'll get the critics that were like, hey, I was beating the drum for this from day one, and then the other ones who are like, I didn't get it before, it makes a lot more sense to me now, I wasn't in the right place. Like there are
Yeah.
movies that by modern terms are considered masterpieces that I've watched and gone, fuck that, no thank
Yeah.
you.
Yep.
And then there are movies that most people are like, yeah, no, that I'm like, this is for me. Like the aforementioned Mystery Men, we were talking about that earlier. Like
Oh,
that is a movie that is
yes.
for me. Like that is a
Girl, me
movie for
too.
Stevens.
Mm.
So like
I'm an
that's
honorary
one that
Steven.
that's it.
Because it's for
It's a
me
movie that
too.
I love. Like I recognize the flaws in the film, and I don't care. Like it just
It
works for
doesn't
me.
matter.
So
It's the things that work so well. And it for me, that's like this movie. The things that work so well that
right.
the stuff that doesn't work doesn't matter.
Exactly.
It
Which
does
makes
not.
perfect sense. And I get why someone would really love this movie. It just doesn't quite work for me. And apparently from what I've read of the reviews at the time, it's very much of a piece with the L. Frank Baum novels. Like this movie has more in common with the novels than it does with any other film adaptation that's gone before, which again, people that know the Baum books really appreciated it, and people that only knew the movie really didn't. When I'm one of those has only seen the movie kind of people, like I mentioned before, I haven't really engaged with the books to the extent that I really want to. So maybe one day I'll read the books, and if I like them, I'll come back to this movie and I'll come back with a new appreciation for it.
Who knows?
So
Maybe you will.
that's just what I'm thinking right now.
Fuck
But
yeah.
yeah, fuck yeah. But that is our episode on Return
That's
to
it.
Oz.
We did it.
I'm
We
probably
returned to Oz.
I can pretty much guarantee you I'm going to be seeing the new Wicked film in theaters, because it is, I think, the one movie my partner is really looking forward to seeing this year. All the other movies that she was looking forward to seeing have been colossal disappointments, and the early buzz on this one is pretty good. So I guarantee you this is maybe one of the last movies I'll see in theaters this year. But I will definitely be seeing the Wicked for Good in theaters this year for sure.
I will say this about the Wicked films. I can't see myself ever choosing to look at either of those films.
That's fine.
But I have to imagine if I did, I would not be offended by them.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah. Because I get it. I mean, people love it. Like, come on.
Yeah. And people love it and people hate it. Like, I think a lot of critics were kind of like, this is it. And I think a lot of people that love The Wizard of Oz or love the Wicked musical are like, yes, this is my thing. And we're a big musical household. My partner and I, we love musicals. So we'll be there.
Well, and at the risk of making this longer, because I have to pee so bad, but I just have to say this, Steven. Just like all great franchises, everybody has their entry that really spoke to them.
Mm-hmm.
And Return to Oz is that for me. You know, some people have, like my mom has Wizard of Oz, and my nieces have Wicked.
Right.
But your boy
It's
is
Return to
firmly
Oz.
in Return to Oz. Like, I like that other shit. And like I said, if I watched Wicked, I'd probably be cool with it. I'm like, yes, I'd probably be like, yeah, this is fine. But I would probably, I can't see myself ever watching it like by choice. But like, it's all cool. I respect all of it. Like, really cool. But Return to Oz it's kind of it's part of my DNA. I will say it's a film that I watched so early, and it was something that I appreciated in a cinematic way so early that it is kind of a big part of the foundation of who I am as a film fan even today. And I think you can kind of see that in the other movies that I tend to enjoy.
Right.
Like it tracks. Like Return to Oz tracks for me, for sure.
Yes. It's very much the kind of movie that I would expect you to enjoy. Now,
It
that's not always a
shaped me,
one-to-one.
Steven.
It's
It
not always a
shaped
direct
me.
correlation because, as we've mentioned before on this podcast,
Oh
there are
yeah.
movies that you should like that you don't for one reason or another.
Howard the Duck, like I feel
Howard the
really
Duck
weird
is the
about that one.
prime example. I
Like
do
people are
too.
like people are like, if I could go back in time, I would straight up kill Hitler. No, dude, if I could go back in time, I would go back to like probably 1987, 1988 and be like, hey dude, and I'd just give me a VHS of Howard the Duck.
I feel like that has the potential to have been a formative Tucker film had you discovered it at that age.
And I knew it existed, but like I don't know, like it was different in the 80s and 90s. You didn't like
It was.
everything wasn't at your fingertips. Like you had to blind
Right.
buy shit and like you had to take a risk. If you didn't see it at the theater, which was already a risk, because what do you have? The trailer? You see a TV spot?
I mean, you might
what?
be if you're a fan of, Siskel and Ebert at the movies, then maybe you have like something of an idea, but
still it's just a review. Like there's no build up to it. There's no like right now, like you get on the internet and there's just like I don't want to say hours, but minutes of material you can read about movies in production, like that you might be excited about, and details and leaks and like what this person has to say about it. And your favorite YouTuber has something to say about it. But back then, man, you got a TV spot and that's all you had to go off of.
Yeah.
That's it.
I went out to the store. My partner and I went grocery shopping this afternoon, and there's fucking wicked shit everywhere. Like I don't remember there being a rollout for a movie, like an advertising rollout for a movie that big since like maybe The Phantom Menace, like in '99.
And unlike, I mean, because it's a family film.
Yeah.
Like, and it's a musical. Like anybody,
it's PG. It's a PG movie. Like how often do we get PG movies that are not Disney animated films?
Unless you really, really hate musicals.
Like you.
I don't. That's what I was saying. If I saw these movies, I'd probably be fine with them. Like, whatever. But if you're the only people who probably wouldn't be at least okay with seeing these movies would be people who just absolutely hate fucking musicals, which is a small portion of the population, I have to imagine. Yeah.
Sure.
I gotta pee so bad, Steven. Can we wrap this up?
All
Let's
right.
do our socials.
Okay. Well, this has been the Disenfranchised Podcast. You can find us on Bluesky, Letterboxd, and YouTube at Disenfranchised. Shoot us an email, disenfranchised@gmail.com. Head over to patreon.com/disenfranchised. For $5 a month, you get access to our deep archive of bonus material. Or for absolutely free, you can join the official conversation of the Disenfranchised Podcast. That's patreon.com/disenfranchised. Also, while you're surfing around the internet, if you don't want to shell out the money, give us a 5-star rating and review on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts. Help us find more listeners just like you. I'm your host, Stephen Foxworthy. You can find me on Letterboxd and Bluesky at Chewy Walrus, or you can listen to my other podcast with my good friend Hope Stough called Wells University, which we have invoked on this very episode. We're on a bit of a hiatus right now, but hoping to return as soon as I get my life together and get my research done. And then also you can listen to me occasionally dropping by the Pod and the Pendulum, as well as one of the panel over there. Do not find our absent co-host, Brett Wright. Last I heard, he got admitted to a mental hospital for some shock therapy. We hope he's doing well. Tucker, where can we find you these days?
Well, last I saw Brett, he was just kind of like floating down the river.
Yeah.
But you can
find me on for some reason.
Well, yeah, I had heard that, but like that sounded weird. But you can find me on Instagram and YouTube at Iceine09. That's ICENINE, the number 0 and the number 9. Also, Tuckmug still exists, and I plan on keeping it going. It's just been a while. I feel like there will be family gatherings and friend gatherings where mugs and pint glasses and shot glasses will be around that are not mine, that I can take a chance to sort of expand the content of Tuck Mugs and turn it into not so much a guest mug, but what I will call like a tourist mug. Thought about doing it tonight, but my hands were a little full when I was taking that shot, so couldn't really get a photo of that shot glass. Yes. But yeah, Tuck Mugs. It's still there. Lots of great content that's already there. Plus, planning on putting some more on there. That's it. Tuck Mugs. Tuck_mugs on Instagram. So, the end.
And so, with that, we bid you adieu. Join us next week. Hopefully, we'll have a guest next week. I've reached out and I've not heard back yet. So, hopefully, I hear back from him soon and we can schedule a time that works for all of us. But yeah, join us next week for another brand new episode, unless we can't schedule something and we have to run a repeat. But hey, either way, you'll have something from us on Thanksgiving. At any rate, until next time, I'm your host, Stephen Foxworthy, for the absent Brett Wright and very present Tucker. Until next time, there really, truly is no place like home.
Disenfranchised!